Hello and welcome. I'm Glimo. I'm the Keeper of the Chronicles for this Call of Cthulhu massive Nyarlathotep campaign on Roll20, streaming to Twitch and YouTube. Welcome to session 23. How are you going to drive the Keeper to insanity this week? I hope everyone had a great couple of weeks. I also want to say welcome to our new player, Oren, who will be playing the character of... I forgot to ask you, is it Louis or Louis?
It's Louise.
Louise. Louise Lapon.
Yes.
Do we still get to use the other guy as a meat shield, or is he just gone?
No. He is going to in typical fashion die off screen in the first moments of in character play tonight.
It was a horrible death.
Yeah, it allows me to bring him back as a zombie or something like that later if I so choose. So, how's everybody else doing? Sean, what's going on in your world?
No, as I mentioned off screen, it's unfortunately I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes over the break. I explained some of my recent medical issues, but it's now getting under control, and I'm in better health, thank goodness.
Great.
Jeez.
Glad that you're on the mend. Hey, I just realized I forgot to do one thing. Bill, Carl, can you guys shut your cameras off quick? Great. And then Bill, turn back on. And Carl. Look at that. Everyone's cameras under their nameplate now. Amazing. Okay. Well, glad that we've finally gotten you on some meds and that you're hopefully going to the road to recovery there, Sean. George, what's going on with you?
Oh, same old, same old. I picked up some more clients, which is always good. And other than that, the Patriots won today, so it was good. Though I think we're gonna have to spend like a first or second round pick on a kicker because our kicking is just hot garbage right now. So,
Well, Ski should be back next year.
yeah, he like tore a muscle, like there's a separation, like from like his muscle and his hip or something.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm just happy that that my Saints got Breeze back, and man, did they turn it up in the second half of that game.
Oh, Bridgewater's been perfectly
was
serviceable.
I did not expect that the only game that they've lost this season would be the one that Breeze got hurt in at this point in the season. So, gonna be interesting to see what happens in the back half. Carl, what's going on with you?
Yeah, I would say if I were to invest in the Patriots, I would invest in an O-line, actually. But that's just me. I don't even remember when we last played. Probably like 1,000 things have happened since then. But it's Halloween this week, and I'm heading into kids' Halloween madness, so there you go.
The Patriots have Isaiah Wynn coming back, so if he's healthy, hopefully we'll solve the situation at left tackle. Because Newhouse is what he is. He's just not going to get better. But our kicker this is terrible.
Well, we kind of knew going in he was going to be average at best.
He's not. He's below average. That's why they're going for it on fourth down so much.
I don't know. Belichick's always been a go.
Yeah, that's kind of random. It's like, it's like at any given moment when they're ahead, it's almost like 50-50 that he goes it on fourth down, and I like scream at the radio. I was like, oh, boy.
Well, it was rainy. He doesn't want kickers kicking in the rain because they're not really football players.
Yes. All right, that's enough.
Bill, what's happening with you?
Talk about
Just been getting the camp closed up for the season. Trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing with myself now that I'm not going down to Connecticut for the weekends. Just gotta find some good video gaming to do on the PlayStation.
And Oren, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself and about your character.
All right. Well, I'm Oren. I live in Miami, Florida. So you'll all hate me during the winter months. And no, I'm not a Dolphin fan. I'm a huge Steelers fan. So yeah, their season is like the only up. The up thing is their defense is always looking very nice.
We'll try not to hold that against you.
Yeah, I know. I'm a school teacher. I work with children with severe and profound handicaps. I'm also a former Peace Corps volunteer. So I actually do speak Arabic. So my character tonight is Louis Lepon, and he is a reporter by trade, though he's also known as a bit of a fop. And he has spent time in Africa, in the Belgium Congo, in Egypt, Belgium, and England. He writes various pieces for various Belgium newspapers and in London at times. So that's my character, kind of a investigator type.
Very cool. One other non-game thing I'm going to mention. I just got my rewards in for issue 4 of the Miskatonic High comic book series, and it included this really cool. My camera won't focus that close. Miskatonic High crest lapel pin. That's the Kickstarter for issue 5 is going to be starting this week, so I highly recommend that you check that out.
I hope to get my Kickstarter soon too. I put in for Death May Die,
nice.
Which is a Cthulhu board game, and the miniatures alone are going to be like.
Yeah, I also backed Sandy Peterson's 8-Bit Attack this week.
Okay.
I have to give all my money to the great old one.
Mm-hmm. And they're coming out with a card game for where each player is a cultist, and you're trying to make your cult number one while kicking the others to the curb.
Nice. Okay, so last session. Here's what happened. You all went back to Miser House, and you snuck in the basement through a coal chute, and were checking things out down there. It looked like it was mostly servants' quarters and miscellaneous stuff that you find in a basement, like laundry and furnaces and things like that. And you got caught sneaking around, so you tied up the cultist lady that caught you, locked your door, and Benny Hill style ran back out the coal chute, circled back around the side of the house, and then climbed up some vines on the side of the house and snuck in the top floor while everyone was looking for you down in the basement.
Like you do.
Like you do. Then you found a bunch of cultist robes. You were kind of wandering around, looking, trying to decide what you wanted to do, and if there was any good stuff. You found a little bit of loot in Gavigan's bedroom, and then you snuck down to the first floor and were looking around there and got caught So I'm gonna do some GM fiat and a little bit of hand wavy stuff just to kind of get the new party all together in a way that makes a little bit of sense. So
But technically, we ended at the start of an encounter, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes. You got caught, and that's where we faded to black because none of us really wanted to start combat at 11:30 at night. So,
Plus, with the way my rolls were going.
so it's the wee hours of the morning of Friday, February 13th, and Seamus, Alistair, Jesse, and Martin, you all got captured while breaking into Gavigan's estate. The guards managed to knock you out in the subsequent fight. You awoke in cells, relieved of your stolen robes, artifacts, weapons, and pretty much everything else you were carrying. Shortly after waking up, you heard gunfire coming from outside.
Wait, wasn't I waiting near the exit because I was gonna bail on those guys?
GM Fiat, this is what happened.
We're retconning. Technically, we weren't caught yet.
And let me get the map up. Let's drop you guys where you need to be. Do.
No one knows the troubles.
Come on. Nope, that's not it. There's where you need to be. Okay. So. So, if you center yourself. Thank you for the host, Jag Daisy. If you center yourself towards the bottom here, I think I forced all your maps there, but I always forget if that hotkey actually is what I think it is. You will find yourselves in these cells. You're being held in individual cells. Also in a cell here is your old waitress friend, Yalisha Isam, waitress of the Blue Pyramid. And there's another man here that you haven't met before in another cell.
So wait, somebody's actually alive for a change?
So far. Seamus, the secret set of lockpicks that you keep in your boot wasn't found. You do have those.
How convenient.
So we're not bound?
Yes.
You are not bound. The cell doors are, standard jail cell bar doors. But they are locked, but you are not shackled or tied within the cells.
Let's give it a try.
I have a tin cup to bang along the
Extreme
bars.
success.
Suddenly, all the doors fly
All
open.
the doors pop open at once. So yes, Seamus, you're able. These locks are no match for you. You totally can do anything that you want with these. Apparently, Gavigan spent all his money on the spooky decor down here and didn't actually reinforce the locks at all. You get your cell open, no problem. You're gonna have no problem opening up everyone else's cell and doing it quietly.
Then actually, last time he locked us up, it was easy too.
It's like on TV where all you have to do is disable the power and all the doors open.
So I start getting the rest of the crew out.
Freedom again. So does this mean I've successfully kept the record of being in a cell in every chapter of this game?
Yes.
Yes.
I think this is the first time it's not a police cell, though.
No, remember, we've been locked up once before.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. So this is actually the second time we've been
You-
locked.
The
you-
second
know,
time
this-
third.
in London that
No,
you've
dude,
been...
this is the third time. There was another time, wasn't there?
Do you have a prison tat for each time?
No.
So
We're working
Jesse
on
got
that.
arrested in Peru. He got arrested in. Actually,
York.
everyone got arrested in New York.
That counts.
And then this lot ended up in cells underneath the Blue Pyramid
Yes.
earlier
Mhm.
in London, and now you've been imprisoned in cells up in Chelmsford, so or Walton on the Naze.
All good. All good.
So you know, in addition to the four of you that know each other, there's Yalisha, who is here, who seems awfully happy to see you, especially once you start opening cells. It looks like she's been here probably since you last saw her. And there's this other gentleman that you don't know.
Other dude.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Well, duh.
We'll ask her. Friend of yours?
She says, he was here when I got here.
Well, let's see. I say anybody who's living in a jail cell at Miser House is bound to be a friend of ours.
Do I know? Am I awake for all
Say,
this?
You are
or-
awake for all of this, yes. You
Ah.
were awake when the guards brought them in.
Adieu, mon ami. They see that I have cellmates, or I should say, ex-cellmates. And who are you, gentlemen?
Say, well, my name's Jesse Summers, and pretty familiar with cells. Seems to happen a lot in our line of work.
And what is your line of work?
I look over at who's the most investigator-ish of us, I guess. It's got to be either Alistair or it's probably Alistair.
Well, I'm the curator of the museum in New York.
I say we're professional getting into trouble people.
I have heard of you.
Or, at this point, I think we could be calling ourselves cult busters.
Cult busters. That's not bad.
Yes, I have heard of you.
I've been reading too many books, so I've kind of forget why I've been doing this anymore. I did start off for different reasons, but now I'm here.
You ever hear of a man named Elias Jackson? Is his name Elias Jackson? I've totally forgotten.
Jackson Elias.
Jackson Elias, something like that. I knew that.
I know of him.
Oh, well, that's probably as far as you're going to get because he's dead. God
That
rest
is
his soul.
unfortunate. His books were quite interesting.
One might say, well, I guess, is that why we're doing this? I guess that is why we're doing this. We've come to avenge his death, or at least find the source of it.
Yes.
Horrible conspiracy.
I had heard of your mission.
Really?
Yes.
Word gets around then, I guess.
Yes, it does.
Wait, now I'm kind of suspicious. How does anyone else know about our mission? This is more of an inner monologue.
Did you not talk to the police of this country?
So much police. Did we?
Yeah, every time we talk to them, we seem to end up in another cell.
Yeah. Wait, I need to dig out. Who's the dude that we know?
Do believe you know a Barrington?
Yeah.
And Inspector Craig.
Yes, my good friend, Inspector Craig.
Yes.
You were not unnoticed.
Craig was the.
Is he the one that likes us or the one that doesn't like us?
Craig is the retired dude.
Mr. Craig was intrigued, but he wanted, let's just say you came across as a little brash, like many from overseas are.
Wait, I'm the only American, right?
Alistair's also American.
Yeah, I'm American
Yes.
as well.
Okay.
And so was Jack.
So was Jack. What happened to Jack?
So, let's just say Greg came to me and asked me to take a look at some things.
Oh.
We have a long history together. I am very good at sniffing out things. I take a much more subtle approach.
Maybe we
Say-
can keep the chit chat to a minimum till we
Say, it
escape.
looks like the sniffing out has landed you in jail.
Well, yeah, actually, I was actually posing as a cultish, cultic, cult recruit. Unfortunately, the person that I had been able to get information from was not completely in the right mind.
Well, that's a stretch.
My
And
kind of
so
people.
Ganavan and his men killed him while we were investigating the certain areas of the Penyu Foundation. Seems that there is a secret place there where he was going to show me evidence. I had tried to check out another spot. Because I had done my investigation of Gavigan, and he also owns a industrial complex. Unfortunately, I was unable to get within, and it seems to be well guarded.
Industrial complex. In London?
Just outside of London.
That wasn't is that the place by the docks? Was it by the docks?
It would be known as Henson Manufacturing.
No,
It
I guess we
is
don't know about that.
out in Derby.
Oh, Derby. That's probably the place we didn't go.
Yeah, we didn't poke around in that direction.
Well, that's because I had found out some information that, obviously you had not discovered yet.
Oh.
However, there is evidence at the Penyu Foundation, and obviously from your robes and stuff, or the statement of robes, there must be evidence here. In fact, there may be evidence right where we're at. How many other prisoners have been here? What scratch marks or other things might be within those cells. We may find out about who else has been in these cells.
It's an interesting question. Do we notice
Because
anything
obviously he has
unusual?
these cells and obviously has many of them. And so I suspect that there's been others in our very same predicament.
I'm pretty sure there was. As far as we know, this has all been a long line of, well, as far as our adventures have gone, it's just one big sacrifice after another.
Well, if you would kindly open the door, I might be able to help you out.
We didn't open the door yet. Sean, that's your job. Or did we actually open all the doors?
And please make sure Madame is gotten out as well. I'm quite sure she wants to get out.
Yeah, I mean, I know her, right?
Yeah, we go way back.
Yeah.
We go way back.
Way back there.
I thought I opened all the cells, so do you need me to re-roll again?
You don't need to re-roll.
Okay.
All right. I go as I'm talking. If they've opened the cells, I'm going to be slowly, as I'm talking to them, going to each cell because I'm quite sure there's been other people. I just want to make sure I haven't left behind any clues.
Okay.
And check up on our waitress friend and
I'll check that one.
ask her if, like,
And
has she been here since,
Over
like,
here. I'll even check the ones
She
they
was
were
like-
in.
So in the
Kidnapped,
middle cell
like in the
there that
streets?
no one was in,
Mhm.
sitting in a puddle of water, you find the remains of a rather beat up leather wallet.
Hmm.
Check his wallet.
I will check his wallet since I'm in there. Let's
And
see what.
inside, you find
800 gold pieces.
the warrant card of Inspector Gregory Munden
Hmm.
of
I
of the uh, of the London Police.
well, I do believe that would interest my friend Craig very much. This is the kind of proof he needs to come down hard on Gavigan.
That that name rings a bell to some of you.
Yeah, we didn't we come across him at the Blue
Yep.
Pyramid?
It's Barrington's partner who is missing. At least that's what I wrote down a long time ago.
Yeah, and he was also the other one that we
He
came
was captured
across.
underground with us in the prison, and then was dragged out
Right.
by cultists after telling us of Edward and saying he must die. Oh, that was underneath the Blue Pyramid.
So, Oren,
Mhm.
Luis never saw Munden, and you've been here for several weeks.
So I haven't seen London.
Munden, Inspector Munden. You
No,
ne-
I haven't. No, I haven't
you
seen
ne-
him.
You
But
never saw him.
all right. Well, I never saw him here. So I say, well, I have been here for 2 weeks, and I have not seen him. So how did his wallet get here if you saw
Rest,
him in London?
rest in peace.
Or did you see someone that you thought was him?
Well, anything's possible since prior to this case, we've never met him before. Like, would we even? I don't know that we would even known what he looked like. Oh, wow.
Well, either way, finding this wallet is advantageous to us.
So he was
As
a
you know,
prisoner here?
Gavigan is a man of influence and power. And the authorities aren't just going to go willy-nilly because we say something. But this, in his own house, this is just one more stone on the weight of justice.
Hmm.
Shall we
Well,
Should we check out what else is here? I mean, we've been staying in these cells. Let's check out outside as I head over to what seems to be the only other exit out of here. What
Eric.
does it?
Yeah, Carl.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh.
They got a little bit of lag. I mean, I was gonna like talk to the waitress and ask
Okay.
her if she's been here since like she was, I guess, kidnapped. Was she kidnapped on the streets? It was something like that, right?
Yes. So, you had met her at the Blue Pyramid Club.
Yes.
She overheard
Then
you talking about the cult. She
met
slipped you a
outside.
note saying, "Meet me down the street at the end of my shift." You met her there. She told you that the cult is real, that they use the Blue Pyramid Club for meetings and things like that, but not rituals. It's where a lot of cult members hang out, and that it's expected that the cult members get to uh, make free with the dancers and waitresses that work there. And her boyfriend saw one of the cultists getting handsy with her and went to stop it, and so the cult killed him and made an example of him. And so she wanted you to help her get revenge. And then, just as she finished telling you that, a whole bunch of cultists sprang out and captured her and took her away into the night.
Um,
So she sees you guys. Oh, thank God that you're here. I really thought that I was going to end up being their next sacrifice. They've been taunting me that's what's in store for me for trying to talk to you.
No, it was all part of the plan. We came here, got ourselves captured so that we could rescue you, so that we knew you were here the whole time.
We're
It's
3,
all
4
part of the
moves ahead of
plan.
Gavigan.
Hmm.
I say, well, there ain't no guarantee that you still aren't going to be a sacrifice at this point, but at least you won't be alone.
Now, out of curiosity here, did she happen to mention, because I know she's talked to me, so did she mention any crimes that she knew of that these guys had done from the Blue Pyramid?
Nothing that there's any proof for. So there have been a series of murders, primarily of Egyptian nationals in the city, and they've most of the victims have been murdered in a way that is consistent with the rituals of the cult of the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh.
All right.
But
Was her boyfriend killed the same way?
yes,
All right. Well, that does draw some connections then.
yes, but the cult is pretty careful not to leave physical evidence that can tie back to specific people at the crime scenes.
See, I was able to talk to one of the cult members who had started to have regrets, and he had admitted some of the things he had committed. And he was the one he was going to show me more, and that's why we were sneaking into the Pennu Foundation. Unfortunately, Gavigan and some of his men were there, and they killed the man I was with. I do believe I was able to convince them that I was actually someone he had recruited to become a cult member, which is probably the only reason why I am still alive right now.
Well, if we all still want
Seems
to
like
we should work on getting the heck out of here.
What? How many men did you see? How many people captured you? I know I have seen at least 6 guards, I do believe.
there was like
An endless amount.
I thought we saw at least 10 servants and 6 guards.
Since we snuck back in?
That was the I don't know what happened when we faded to black, but
Yeah, that was the rough numbers that you guys saw was
Yeah.
about 10 to 12 servants and at least 6 guards.
Now, were the guards outside or inside?
There was.
Lewis has seen some inside, and he's been here long enough that he's seen at least 6. They usually come into the cells a couple at a time to bring you guys food every day or two.
I mean, there was that guardhouse outside, I think.
yeah.
Well, how did you get here? By car? By
I was on a boat.
by boat.
Submarine.
So
We were sailing, and we hid the boat over on the edge of the island. Well, we actually didn't we put it into the marshy area this time? We avoided the docks.
I don't remember, but by boat.
Well, then you must have avoided where they have the guards outside. I'm assuming he has guards outside watching the normal points, which probably would be the docks. If there's a place that cars can come, probably through that gate too. Well, I suspect that we will have to. Let's hope that there's something else in this next room that we can at least arm ourselves with, or maybe there's more evidence. Because I don't know about you, but I have no weapons upon me.
No, it
We
appears
don't
they've
have
taken
anything,
all
right?
of our weapons as well. I don't know, maybe we could disassemble the cots and fashion something out of the coils and springs.
Well, let's take a look. We haven't, as I move over to this room, what seems to be in this room?
So once you get in there, Lewis, you recognize that you've been in this room before. Along one wall, the workshop holds a bizarre array of medieval torture devices, including a rack and an Iron Maiden.
Of course it does.
And on the workbench rest tongs, pincers, thumb screws, and some modern-looking knives. There's a brazier, which is unlit at the moment, in the center of the room.
Mm-hmm.
You were put on the rack and questioned when you were first brought here.
Ah, yes, my dear. I know you all too well. Unfortunately, I cannot get any taller. By the way, you would notice that Louis Lipon is is very short.
Oh, how short?
Probably like Poirot. If you've seen the Poirot series on BBC.
Know of the books.
Well, he's a short Belgian, so basically he's probably around 5 foot or 5 foot small.
That's like my mom.
Yeah. Basically, my body build is a 35, so I'm fairly sure I'm in the low 5 foot area.
Kind of the 5 feet of fury.
Yes.
So on this wall, there are shelves, a table, and a desk. On the table, you see all of your belongings that you had that they seem to have taken off of you. However, they have reclaimed all of the stuff, all of the robes, the headdress, and all the other stuff that you took out of Gavigan's room. And the rooms upstairs, but your personal items, your weapons, they kind of left those there to go through later. So those are sitting out, and you can reclaim those.
What is there anything else? I see tongs, I see knives. Yes. Is there anything interesting?
Yes. So there is a wall hook that holds a keychain of iron keys. You would guess that these are the keys to the cells.
All right.
The desk holds a large ledger and an unfinished letter.
I will take a look at those.
So the ledger contains a number of entries. There are entries for a man named Ho Fang in Shanghai, Randolph Shipping in Darwin, Australia, and Omar al-Shakti in Cairo, Egypt. And descriptions of all of the things that he has sent there.
I think that this ledger might be useful to us. As I carefully close it.
Traveling itinerary.
The letter, which I will also share with you, it is unfinished, but it reads for the.
I do believe, mon ami, that Gavigan definitely had a hand in your friend's death, if I read the first sentence correctly.
So the letter, it is written on excellent cream-colored rag paper, and it says, "For the attention of the Pale Viper, Elias has been dealt with by our friends in New York. Now we must turn to our other problem, namely Jack Brady. I understand that he may be in Shanghai, and ask if you would direct your resources to hunting him down. He is stupefying that this. It is stupefying that this troubling man has evaded us for so long. He may become an obstacle for our great plan. If you wish, I will. And then the note cuts off.
I will place that letter in the ledger as well. So keep. Is there a bag? Is there a bag or something I can, secure the ledger in? So
Yes, you
all right,
can
go ahead.
swipe one of those easily.
Do-
Also near the desk,
Mhm.
there are various pieces of statuary, including a 6-inch bust of the Black Pharaoh carved from ebony, a 12-inch high bust of the Black Pharaoh carved from marble, the top half from a broken wooden statuette of a crocodile-headed man, the greater portion of a broken stone tablet, roughly 2 feet square, on which a number of inverted ankhs have been carved, defacing the tablet's original Egyptian hieroglyphs.
Wait, so all this stuff is just sitting on a table?
That is sitting on yeah. So the statuary is sitting around on the various shelves. The ledger and the letter were on the desk. Also, on one of the tables, there is a large cushion of purple velvet and a pair of magical-looking scepters lay on them.
Stop saying things. All right, I will say the things.
Wow, you went back to computer mic there all of a sudden, Bill.
Yeah, I'm like going, what the heck?
Uh,
Oh, there went my camera. Oops, sorry there, gentlemen.
Am I back now? I wonder if
Yeah.
I bumped the.
Getting a lot of other audio.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot. I just didn't want to say anything.
I wonder if my mic got shaken loose here.
It's not as bad now as it was, but it got really loud
Really
for
loud.
just a second.
Out of curiosity here, does my character feel that this is enough proof for the authorities to do anything or not?
You worry that this still might not be enough. You think that Munden's wallet would probably at least get Craig and Barrington personally involved, but you're not sure that there would be enough for them to,
Do those
come on in and arrest Gavigan.
All right.
So there's a pair of magical scepters on that purple velvet cushion.
Can I use
Did you say
my
magical?
Can I use my knowledge?
You can. I would take either
An occult
roll or archaeology. Archaeology actually won't help with those. You could use archaeology on the tablet that had the hieroglyphs.
Well, let me take a look at those. I've got
or any of the statuary.
I'm quite versed in the occult from my dealings at the museum.
I'll do an occult as well. So.
Excellent.
All your readings.
And we both failed.
Well, can I use my other one, my mythos?
You can use Cthulhu Mythos, yes.
All right. I do have a little bit.
Got 7%.
Let's see. No. Wait, I'm trying to find it now. And my
I got 30%. Damn it.
Got here. Well, let's
It's all
see what.
bad.
Oh, you got Cthulhu Mythos of 30%? That's impressive.
No, that's not the Cthulhu Mythos. It's only got 7.
I was way off in Cthulhu as well.
Boy, I'm real tempted. Real tempted to spend 8 points of luck. Real tempted. Yeah, I'll go spend 8 points of luck.
Okay.
That's
Flip a coin.
That's worth it there.
So,
Uh,
so there are 2 scepters. Each scepter is about a foot long. One ends in a crook, and the other ends in an inverted arc. The shapes almost appear organic, as if the metal was grown rather than forged. You have no idea what the metal is, but you realize from looking at the runes on the sides of the scepter that once daily, if held crossed in front of the body, they would add 2d10 points to the holder's magic points as long as the scepters remained crossed. Unused magic points gained in this way would disappear when the scepters were uncrossed. They may also be used to absorb 1d10 points of magical damage.
What do magic points do?
They're for casting spells.
Which usually cost sanity, if I remember correctly, as well.
Usually, yes. There's
Yes,
no
I'm
limit
going
to the
cuckoo.
duration of this defense, but the user must keep the scepters crossed.
Well, I do believe that this would cause Gavigan a tad of inconvenience, wouldn't you believe, gentlemen?
As long as it's just a tad. We wouldn't want more than that.
As I pick up both of them, shall we get our equipment? I will keep on. Why don't you gentlemen get your equipment? I do believe they've left all your stuff over there. I do believe even including your weaponry. And
there
hopefully.
are also nearly 100 rare and intriguing books concerning the occult stored on the shelves, and some are stacked in wooden boxes. They're written in a range of languages.
You know, we can only carry so many, Alistair.
Yes.
Ooh, I like my books. Let me give a roll to see if any are particularly interested to me.
Oh, nice roll.
Hard success. Okay, so you pick out, you are just like drawn to these handful of books. They call out to you.
I love
there
my books.
is a tome written in Arabic titled, I'm gonna butcher this, Agniat Min al Jinn. Lewis speaks Arabic and knows that translates to the Song of the Jinn. So that is in there. You're not sure what draws you to this one, Alistair, but it's the book just looks like this one's important. There's a scroll written in Hebrew. Do any of you speak Hebrew?
Negative.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
That one also sticks out as being somewhat important. The rest of them are, there's a lot of stuff about various mythologies. About, I'd say, 80% of it pertains to ancient Egypt. Also around here, there's a number of jars, metal tubes, wooden boxes, tins, bags, and pouches filled with herbs, roots, pickled organs, strips of hide, powdered blood, pressed flowers, and with that hard occult roll, several of these items have folklore connecting them to superstition and witchcraft.
Okay.
Also, there are several spiny and diseased-looking plants in pots on one of the shelves. Despite the darkness and chill of this space, they appear to be flourishing.
Yeah, that's not good.
Would you say they look kind of alien?
They look weird.
'Cause,
Do any of you
yeah,
have science, botany, or natural
touch it.
world?
Don't touch nothing.
Nope.
I don't think so. I mean, I have natural world 16. Does me no good.
I think all we have with that, with most of us here, is just what you automatically get character-wise, I think.
Okay.
I mean, we could make a roll on it, see if one of us succeeds, but yeah, I got 10%. I can give it a chance.
I fumbled.
No, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, you have no idea what the plants are, but it seems super weird that there's no wind. This is a, dark windowless room, and it's cold and below ground, but these plants are flourishing.
Should put it outside in the sunlight and see if it catches on fire.
Well, I say we have these knives here, little torture devices. We can just snip them right now.
I'm staying
Or-
away from him ever since I had my little trip to the city of the Great Race. I don't want anything to do with anything alien.
Okay. We could
You
leave them
actually
alone.
live there. Could leave them alone. Leave
Well,
it alone.
I'm going to go to the table where my stuff is. I'm going to put my stuff back on me. My cane, my cigarette case, my lighter.
Hey, technically, I failed by 1. If I spend a luck point, can I make it?
Wait, what?
Sorry, I don't see your roll on my screen.
Also, don't.
That's been a trouble lately with
what were you rolling?
Natural world.
Okay.
I rolled an 18.
Okay.
And
Okay. You've never seen plants like this before, ever. You've read a lot of books about plants. You've never even seen pictures of plants like this, ever.
Is it even in dirt?
It does appear to be in dirt.
Yes.
Although there's a weird residue over the top of the dirt as you look closer at it.
Touch nothing.
I don't blame you.
Can I get my stuff?
Someone smoke it.
Yes, you all get your stuff.
I make sure that I make sure the lady has she probably picks a weapon up from either a knife or an improvised weapon. I'm quite sure she is, considering that she's been in that cell. What does she feel comfortable with?
Yeah, there's some extra knives that you can certainly take off the torture table.
Now, gentlemen,
are there any handcuffs or anything?
No, there's shackles built into the wall, but there's no portable cuffs.
Why don't I ever carry the important things?
I go, now, gentlemen, we need to be quiet here. Does there seem to be any exit to this place? I see something with an arrow up.
So there's a staircase here that appears to go up.
All right. Now, how long has it been since they came down and got locked up there?
They were in the cells for about 40 minutes or so before they came to.
All right. I say, more than likely, considering the time point you came down here, gentlemen, you have disrupted their normal routines. You probably woke them up, chasing you around. My bet is they have probably, most of them have gone, except for a few guards on the outside. Most of them have probably gone to bed. This might be our opportune time to escape. I think just with what we have here between the ledger, the letter, and the wallet, we have enough to at least interest Barrett and Craig. Now, just so you gentlemen understand, the lady and I have only seen them come to feed us once every couple days. So there's a good chance that if we get out now without them noticing, that we could have up to 2 days without an alarm being set. That would give us time to get to London, give these materials to Craig, and maybe mount expedition into an expedition into the other place that I know there's evidence, and that would be the Pennew Foundation. And we could.
That's mighty convenient.
That's what I'm thinking. What's
a little too convenient.
Well, I am very good at reading personalities, and while Ganavigan was torturing me, I could tell that he was a man of a certain amount of English arrogance. The kind of arrogance that thinks that, he is ahead of things, but it doesn't worry, thinks everything's taken care of. Otherwise, he would have eliminated myself and my dear lady right away. So I suspect that he has been very laissez-faire about this because of his arrogance. And I say that we take advantage of his weakness, so to speak.
It's not a bad idea.
I deal with these people all the time. My family is part of the bourgeoisie. They are upper people of class in Belgium, and and often I will pass myself off as a do nothing, a fop, someone who cares about um, small things. It's amazing what people will tell you when they think that you are not a threat.
Can we hear or see anything from the bottom of the stairs?
You cannot.
By the way, I will. I say I go like this to the quiet. Let's listen for a bit, see if there's any activity.
Did we? Well, I mean, I guess. Do we want to hang out for this? I guess there's the ritual.
This is his.
Well, the ritual is still 9 days away.
Could always come back.
Burn this place down?
Well, as soon as you burn it down, that alerts everybody.
Do we need to stop the ritual? It was never clear since we spent so much time being ahead of the ritual.
You never decided really what you wanted to do. You just know the ritual is coming at the dark of the moon.
What I'm saying here is, if we are able to get our evidence, we can have the authorities take care of Gavigan. Well before this thing occurs. But if we alert people of that we're here or that we've escaped, that cuts down our window and opportunity to investigate and gather the proof we need. I, like you, would love nothing more than to burn this house down. But I also understand that burning it down means that people will take notice.
I'm never going to get to use my high explosives, am I?
And
But
does
what
he?
do you actually have?
I don't. I'm just joking at the fact that I can almost try to whip something up.
It's true.
I
You didn't.
think
You
we
haven't
need
had
to
a
look.
chance to invent.
I think we need to look into the Jack Brady that we've come across in this letter now. We did come across his name before in New York, I believe. He was part of the Carlisle expedition.
Indeed. And
believe
if you need a
we,
refresher, there is a in your handouts section under expedition. There's a summary of what you know about Jack Brady as well as the rest of the members of the expedition.
Now, I know you gave me one of those as well. Would I actually, my character, know about this stuff, or is that what that more?
Yes,
All right.
yes, that's information that you gathered while
Isn't it not interesting that supposedly everybody in that expedition died, yet we already have a clue that one of them is very much alive? How many others may be still alive?
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Jack
First
Brady
heard
isn't.
of her. We first heard of him from Erica Carlisle.
Oh yeah, Carlisle,
Well,
the
gentlemen,
brother.
I do believe we should not put this young lady's life in danger. The information she has and what we have here might be able to get us at least help from Craig and Barrington and give us a head start on Gavigan. To and let's be honest here. If we have some help from the authorities, or at least cover from Barrington and Craig, it'll make our job so much easier. Um, Either checking out the Pennu Foundation or Henson Industries.
What was Henson Industries again?
And that is an industrial
Oh, the industrial complex.
controlled by Gavigan. He has purchased it, and it is well guarded. And there seems to be entries in the sheet that we just recently got that indicates materials are being made or sent to places. I would suspect that these materials are coming from Henson.
I agree. I think now that we've got the manifest there, that might be something we need to look a little deeper into.
Oh, and just to give you gentlemen an idea, with all these international sites and Henson being known to do things, building this type of stuff, I'm quite sure more than just the police authorities would want to know. Wouldn't
So
you think the British government would want to know?
so you definitely found a number of ledger entries uh, that mention Henson Manufacturing.
Mm-hmm. By the way, in my investigation, did I of Henson Industry? I wasn't able to get in there, but what do they do? Because I would have found that out. I think.
So all you could find out from talking with, buying some drinks for people at the pub, is that supposedly they work for the Ministry of War. Or at least they think they're working on a project for the Ministry of War.
And I go, wouldn't the British government be very interested in why is sending all this stuff to other countries of an industry that does war materials?
Or at the very least, the special
cultists who may have an interest of breaking away from the British Empire?
Uh, and
special
Jesse,
branch.
you recognize the name Hofang Import Export. You saw some crates on
Yeah, I remember.
your Norwegian ship captain friend's ship that were also going to Hofang.
Yeah.
I think we have enough here that we could at least get some help, or at least some coverage for ourselves.
At least special branch.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, what's carefully escape from here? Take that fine boat you have, and get out of here before they know we're gone. And then,
all right.
So I'm gonna slowly sneak up the stairs. Is everybody ready? Is the first of all?
Yeah. It's a shame though we can't smoke them out like we did the last bunch.
Yeah. So I will.
That might still come in handy.
Don't
give up hope.
High explosive to me.
All right. I will check out. I go up the stairs. What do I find?
There appears to be a large metal door at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
How large and how metal?
I assume locked from the inside, as in
Quite
our side.
large.
Actually,
Quite metal.
it doesn't appear to be locked. There just appears to be a strange-looking latch mechanism, but it'd be fairly easy to press and open from this side. But it doesn't look like a normal door.
All right. I listen.
Check for traps.
Okay.
I assume you want me to do
I would like a listen roll. Yes, please.
Yes, that's what I'm working on. Trying to bring it up.
Quite large and very metal.
Yeah, this is the fun part
Worst
about.
kind of door.
Sorry, it's taking a while. It just takes a while to bring up that sheet.
I understand.
Is
All
it
right.
heavy metal?
Extreme. No. So, you hear some
voices,
some rats rustling outside, but you don't hear. You believe that on the other side of the door, all is quiet.
All right. I will carefully open it up a crack and take a look out.
Okay. You see what appears to be a very large room.
All right. Is there anyone in it?
There is no one in it.
All right. I will
So
enter.
we're in the basement, right?
I will enter and wave the guys to follow me. And
okay. Let me reveal some map pieces and move you guys to where you now are.
I moved myself. I assume we look like we're on the first floor.
You are on the first floor.
What kind of room are we in?
So this appears to be a great hall. Grand double doors.
Downstairs? No, we didn't.
Open here and open here.
I assume those windows or doors?
Those are windows facing outward. This and this are windows.
All right.
Dominating the room is a magnificent stone fireplace, flanked on either side by dusty suits of armor, which have been attached to the wood-lined walls. And you realize that you have come up from a secret door behind one of the suits of armor, right over here, and crept up. And as you come up, the armor swings on very well-oiled hinges back into place.
All right. Which way is their boat? I ask them, looking through the windows, which way would be the more direct way to their boat?
It's along the back side side of this building. When we came up, there were no entries along the back side of the building.
Which one side would be the back side,
So
Keeper?
north. The north side of the map is the back of the house.
So why don't we could go out this window and get out that way. I'm assuming it's around
Is
5
that a thing?
I'm thinking that's our best way. That way we don't have to go around the house, inside the house, and then we just shut the window after we leave.
Right, and head directly to the boat.
Right.
Windows that open. That's crazy.
You could get that done.
That would probably be our easiest.
Shut.
What?
I'm going to check the
Damn it.
windows. I'm going to check the windows. Do they look like they can be opened up easily?
Yes, that window facing out the back side of the house in particular, you think you would be able to open it up enough to be able to sneak on out it.
All right, I will carefully open it.
Okay. You do that.
And I assume it's around, what, 5 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah,
So it's still dark.
it is still dark.
And this room is dark.
Yes.
It's relatively, but where I will step outside and stay. I assume there's shrubbery around the outside of the window.
There is a little bit, yes.
I'm going to keep myself to the shrubbery and wait for the others to come out.
Okay. Are you all
Next to the first shrubbery is a second shrubbery that's slightly smaller than
two
the
level
first.
attack?
Nee. Sorry there, gentlemen. We are the knights who say
Yes.
nee.
We'll sneak out and hide behind the shrubbery.
Okay.
And then I will carefully, after everybody's out, I will shut the window.
Very good. You do that.
And we will sneak across the back. Looking around, do I see any guards in the back?
You do not at this point.
Then we will sneak across to where their boat is.
We should leave the windows all open and run their heating bill up.
Slowly, they'll have to emerge.
Slowly bankrupting them.
We'll bankrupt them.
Right.
Yes. Okay, so we head to the boat.
And we use the boat, and we will try. Do they have a car, or how'd they get to here?
No, we went in a boat from like wherever the Norwegian dude was. Around.
Well, no, you rented a boat from the next city over,
Oh, really?
and your car is
Essex
there.
on.
We have a car
Yeah.
there, right?
Then we will return to that city and take their car to London.
Perfect.
And
I
then
think that this would be a perfect time for us to take our 10-minute break
Excellent.
before we go to and start having fun in London.
Which means
so let's try to all come back here around 9:33.
okay.
And thank you very much for a fun first half. We'll be back in 10, everybody.
Okay.
All right.
All right.